this woman, if this were the dictatorship they claim it is, like lefties run all over the world, this woman would have been shot on the spot. But another police officer did jump in and throw the B word to the ground, and she got a little bit of what she deserved. Right Angle News Network is covering it. CNN is not. The Washington Post is not. This woman goes down, and then she's flipped over, and I assume she's put in cuffs here because she just decided there are cops. I'm going to sprint over and crash into a federal agent with his body armor on, and I'm going to assault him. And she should, what was it that Enrique Tarrio got? What kind of a prison sentence did he get for being in a hotel room in Baltimore on January 6th? I think he was sentenced to 22 years in prison. This woman actually showed up and violently attacked a police officer wearing body armor, standing there with a group of other police officers. And they just, look, they're out here assaulting the police. They're shooting the police. They're committing suicide attacks in the last few years, committing suicide attacks against the police. Mass murder. I believe the Democrat murdered 9 police officers in a suicide attack in Dallas, Texas. Another Democrat, I think he killed 5 police officers in Baton Rouge in a suicide attack on the police there. The Democrat Party is crazy. Oh, now we got another Democrat, that lady who's calling for, and she's a crazy lefty, who is pro-Palestinian, whatever the hell that means. She's pro-Hamas. She's pro-murder of Jewish people, pro-destroying the state of Israel like the Nazis would be doing if they're around today. And she is calling on Democrats to martyr themselves. I've got that audio for you coming up as well. The Democrat Party is a violent party, and it's pro-criminal and pro-crime. Now, with that said, let's go to the telephones, Michael. Because I know a lot of you are paying attention to what's going on out there and have access to the internet, probably without government intervention, as Democrats apparently need just to breathe every day. Let's go to Matt, calling from Arlington, Virginia. Matthew, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris. You can't make up some of these crazy coincidences in history. This gentleman, Mr. Dunn, who threw the sandwich at the policeman or at the ICE officer, that was at the corner of 14th and U Street. And that Subway restaurant was formerly a liquor store, the National Liquor Store. In 1968, when the riots broke out after the death of Martin Luther King, the very first Molotov cocktail was thrown into that window at the National Liquor Store.
I always like to point out, because it's not taught in school, after Martin Luther King was shot and killed by a Democrat Party presidential campaign volunteer who was working for the Democrat presidential campaign of Democrat Governor George Wallace out of Alabama, a racist, segregationist Democrat. And the volunteer for his campaign shot and killed Martin Luther King, another one in the Democrat column.
Yeah, and it was because of the National Guard and the police being mobilized that section of town did not burn to the ground. Other parts of the city did, but they were able to establish their headquarters there for that entire week of trying to quell the riot. But I always thought that is just a funny coincidence, and here's a man in a pink shirt throwing a sandwich.
Yeah, he's got shorts and running shoes, and I think I heard that he's 30. He's 37 years old. His name is Sean Charles Dunn, and he's a liberal Democrat, a D.C. man. Axios typing on behalf of the Democrat Party. A D.C. man accused of throwing a sandwich at a Customs and Border Protection agent he's facing felony charges, including assault on a federal law enforcement officer. Again, Enrique Tarrio, he's a black Cuban American, was given 22 years in prison. He wasn't even in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. And let me tell you, Matt, because we've got Jeanine Pirro, who is now the U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, and she's promising to prosecute criminals. She was asked about this Sean Charles Dunn, the Democrat, throwing a sub-style sandwich at the Customs Border Protection agent, a federal law enforcement agent at Metro Transit Police, with Metro Transit Police, one of our law enforcement agencies in Washington for the subway system and public transportation, like the New York City, Port Authority Police and so on. And it was Sunday, and here is Janine Pirro on. She's not going to sit still for this stuff.
The president's message to the criminals was, if you spit, we hit. Well, we didn't quite do that the other night when an individual went up to one of the federal law enforcement officers and started jumping up and down, screaming at him, berating him, yelling at him. And then he took a Subway sandwich about this big and took it and threw it at the officer. He thought it was funny. Well, he doesn't think it's funny today because we charged him with a felony, assault on a police officer. And we're going to back the police to the hilt. So there. Stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
And we have, Matt, for a long time, we've had this Democrat prosecutor in Washington who lets everybody go. He just lets all the criminals walk back onto the street for more crime because Democrats mean, more Democrats means more crime. Now, and also, according to Axios, Dunn, the pink shirt wearing, Subway sandwich throwing Dunn, was yelling right up in the cop's face, screaming, I can't say what he said, but F you effing fascists. Why are you here? I don't want you in my city. And then across the street screaming at him within inches of his face, winding his arm back and forcefully throwing the Subway sandwich. He's about 2 feet from his face. And he thinks that that's okay because Democrats are violent. They're anti-police. The Democrat Party is, they're worse than Al-Qaeda at this point when it comes to they love death more than we love life. That was the old...
my panel's open to my wrenches only.
And now it's the Democrat Party saying they're pretty amazing.
Right now, I'm busy.
Janine Pirro is saying, well, he's going to face felony assault on a police officer. I think it's different for a federal police officer as well as a Customs Border Protection officer is. And President
been out walking.
National Guard of the Democrats.
I had to go put...
Aren't they amazing, Matt? Where is this going, Matt?
I had to put time on my phone. I couldn't get into my account. They wanted to do a 2-step verification. They're protecting my account. I appreciate that, Google. I didn't have any time on my phone, so I can't receive a text message. So I had to go buy time from my phone. Then I have the $65 plan. I haven't renewed it since fucking May. But now I can go to my dashboard. It wouldn't let me go to my dashboard. Right there. That fucking look like it's fat, Wiggin. Come on, Wiggin. I put my arm on the table against you any fucking day. I'll fucking snap your wrist, punk motherfuck. No, Vicky, I don't really want to talk to you. Nothing about you interests me at all, Vicky. Go suck Will Durant's dick.
Rolling Stones, just as every cop is
fuck you,
all
Vicky.
the sinners saints. George Floyd, they sainted and burned half the country to the ground, injuring literally thousands of police officers, 180 at the White House when they were attacking the White House for 3 days while President Trump was in there. But that's no January 6th, where Ashley Babbitt was shot and killed, the only person who died that day. And Matt, since you brought up these protesters coming in, they had this pro-Palestinian protest. Right, this pro-Palestinian protest that when was that? A week ago, and one of the women. I want you to listen to this, Matt, because where's that soundbite? Oh, perfect. And here's this woman who she's got a sign. She's with a group of people, and they're chanting, for kill the Jews, save Hamas, the radical Islamic terrorist organization that is genocidal. While they yell about genocide on the Palestinians, they're dumber than Nazis, but probably just as dangerous. And here's this woman in Washington, D.C., and I know we traded information on this, and we had the organization, and it's the Students for Justice in Palestine, which they abbreviate because they abbreviate everything. SJP. SJP is the organization, and they want justice in Palestine. And here's the organization. Students, are you ready to do what revolution requires? And their big banner, 8-foot bright red banner canvas banner. Globalize the Intifada with their SJP. And here's the one with the Palestinian flag. And here's a woman wearing camouflage, and she's got a bullhorn and a bunch of people with her, and they're wearing Saudi Arabian headdresses, not Hamas or so-called Palestinian headdresses.
The time has come for you to do more. Revolutionary intellectual and martyr Bassem al-Baghdadi said that to carry the Intifada to the end, the individual must accept learning what the revolution requires.
The revolution.
Not what will provide a comfortable life.
Red banner.
So I ask you again, will you do what the revolution requires?
Will you do it? Kill the Jews. And she said, are you ready to martyr yourselves? Are you willing to die in the revolution, the Intifada, to wipe Israel off the map from the river to the sea and to eliminate the state of Israel and kill all the Jews? And this is in Washington, D.C., and it's Students for Justice in Palestine coalition, all dressed up. They're too dumb to know what they're doing, but they're little commies. They're brainwashed. And let me say this, Matt. This is 100% on the Democrat Party. 100%.
Certainly is. Do you got another 20 seconds?
I do.
All right. Chris, off topic here. I know you're a student of language and proper grammar, and I'd like your comment on this. I have a grammar reference book from 1983, and it has this entry. Colon. The British use the colon more often than Americans do, and somewhat differently. Some Americans do this too, but few of them do it well. They have learned something about the British use of the colon by reading British prose, but they were never taught to use it properly and are vague about its function.
That's kind of fun. What that reminds me of is Winston Churchill talking about the British Navy and how he said the British Navy is best known for buggery and sodomy. Now, what does that have to do with punctuation? But that's what it reminded me of. It's the British using the colon, in ways that Americans don't necessarily have that fun. Rum, sodomy, and the lash.
If Mr. Dunn makes his way to the D.C. jail, maybe that Subway sandwich will come in handy.
Maybe the Subway sandwich will come in handy. That's fun stuff, Matthew. Thank you very much.
Take care, sir.
That's fun from Arlington, Virginia. Thanks, Matt. That's funny. Yeah, no, you gotta love Winston Churchill. He was so great. His mother was American. His mother was an American, Winston Churchill. That's why when you go down Massachusetts Avenue, which I do once a day, and then I come back up Massachusetts Avenue once a day as well. In front of the British Embassy, which looks like the British Embassy, there is a life-size, larger-than-life bronze statue of Winston Churchill. And, the embassy grounds, that's technically British property. And the statue has Winston Churchill taking a stride, and his front foot is on American soil, and his back foot is on British soil because it's on the soil of the embassy. And the reason it's positioned that way is because his mother was an American, probably why he was so great, and his father was British. So that's a fun little Washington trivia question answered, in case you had that question. Yes, sir. I don't know why that occurred to me, but the traditions of the Royal Navy are rum, sodomy, and the lash. He said, and the lash. Life in the British Navy. Hopefully it's not what it used to be.
Stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Fairfax Station, very slow traffic alternates past the roadwork northbound 123 before the Fairfax County Parkway. Southbound 95 volume through Woodbridge, then heavy to get past the roadwork south of 234 Dumfries in the right lane. Getting ready for that roadwork to set up outer loop after the American Legion Bridge. We're jammed off the spur and leaving Bethesda. Westbound 100 at the Baltimore Washington Parkway for crash cleanup. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Partly sunny, hot and humid. Thunderstorms possible this afternoon and a high of 90. More showers possible overnight. Low 73.
It's the $100,000 lucky draw at Mohawk Casino. Are you ready to make a match and win big? From July 1st through August 23rd, earn your weekly quick pick number every Monday or Tuesday when you earn just 100 points. Then come back for Saturday night drawings July 12th, 26th, and August 9th and 23rd for your shot at up to $100,000 cash. Match all 6 numbers to win the grand prize or win slot play starting with just one match. It's the $100,000 lucky draw only at Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, your everyday escape.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
This week on Celeb News, the Hollywood glow-up you never saw coming. It's DirecTV. They're shaking things up with flexible options that fit any kind of taste and budget. They only look like $1 million, baby. They got packs with live TV and streaming for one sexy low price. Slay! Wait, DirecTV is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. Visit DirecTV.com today. New residential customers. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Credit card and restrictions apply.
Something amazing is happening in business. More companies are turning to Mac. From finance to fulfillment, CDW will seamlessly support Mac integration into your organization. With the power of Apple Silicon, best-in-class security, and compatibility across your favorite apps, your team will have the performance they need and the tools they love. Make amazing happen. Mac and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/Apple.
The new pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel, accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
In the mood for a girls' night? Mohawk Casino Resort. But if you're feeling like a candlelit couples date, well, Mohawk Casino Resort. But when you just want the thrill of winning a chunk of change, you guessed it, the everyday escape, Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, where you can join these winners. And just won $11,005. Guy won $13,953. Dawn won $14,227. Richard won $12,128. And Valerie won a whopping $26,488.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
WMAL, making sense of mainstream media because the double standard is real. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Myself. And not entirely, but we have normal people as well, thinking people as well. But the Democrats are fighting for more crime and more murder because they're the left. Let's go to the telephones, go back to the telephones, talk to the great American people. Let's go to Chuck, calling from the great state of Tennessee. Volunteer state. Chuck, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hello, Chris. Thanks for taking my call, and thanks for everything you do. I just wanted to say that, they're not going to fix the problem in D.C. until they change the people that cause the problems, like their DEI mayor, their DEI police chief. I mean, she has no business running a police department, and people with morals and credentials do not want to work for a person like that.
Well, you're right.
People with intelligence don't want to work for idiots and morons.
Well, who does want to work for idiots and morons, though, Chuck?
You're right.
Oh, there's an answer. There's an answer to that question, though, and I think the answer is other idiots and morons.
Well, exactly. They surround themselves with less intelligent people, which means that it just keeps going down further and further until we're going to have to come up with a reverse scale for IQ, because that's the only way to grade these Democrats.
It's become quite astonishing, from gender to violent crime to borders to war in Europe and the Middle East. They're just wrong about everything. Now, you mentioned the D.C. Police Chief, Pamela A. Smith. She's the Chief Metropolitan Police Department, MPD. That's the D.C. Police Department. She was appointed to the position in 2023 by the mayor, of course. She had been serving as the department's Chief Equity Officer. Sure. She was the chief equity officer.
Hell of a qualification.
Yeah, she was with the U.S. Park Police before that. And the U.S. Park Police is a great police department. It's a really cool police department in a whole lot of ways. But she was the chief equity officer, and she focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, inside the Metropolitan Police Department. And then suddenly she's the police chief. She is a WOC, because we have to abbreviate everything. Chuck, everything is an abbreviation now. The Students for Justice in Palestine is SJP, and we're supposed to know that. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it just goes on and on. They abbreviate it because they speak in code. And if you don't know the code, you can't keep up with their idiotic conversation. The Chief Equity Officer, I'm sure that's CEO, because she's the Chief Equity Officer. They're amazing. But you're, of course, right, Chuck. But that's because you're suffering from something we used to call common sense. Remember common sense?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of uncommon today.
It definitely is. Common sense isn't, as we like to say here. Friendly fire isn't.
President Trump could, I'm sorry, but I wish President Trump could fire them and put people in there that are just say, the only way you're going to get these people off the streets is just keep arresting them. A good police chief would say, I'm just going to keep arresting them. And if the judge lets them off, the minute they come out, I'll arrest them again.
Well, we had an elected Democrat the other day saying, you can't arrest and jail your way out of this. Arrest and prosecute your way out of this. No, that's exactly how you fight crime. But they don't understand that, Chuck.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you bet. It's a nice talking to you. Common sense.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. The White House says results are rolling in from the federal crackdown on crime in D.C. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt with Wednesday's results on Fox and Friends.
There were 45 criminal arrests made for assault, second and first degree. There were arrests made for the distribution of illegal drugs and narcotics that have now been removed off of the streets. There were 3 illegal firearms that were seized.
The arrests are mounting, but that doesn't mean they're coming easily.
Get off on the street! Get off on the street!
Nearly 100 people crowded around a police traffic checkpoint at 14th and W Streets Northwest last night.
More than a dozen D.C. police officers were joined by ICE agents as they stopped cars. Some agents wore face masks. But while this was going on, people were lining both sides of the street, and they were yelling at officers, some using profanity. But overall, the protests remained peaceful. D.C. police, they describe this operation as routine, and many nearby residents, they say they'd actually never seen anything like this before.
7 News' John Rogers. So where are the officers? They're easy to spot in Georgetown, patrolling on foot along M Street.
They have absolutely nothing to do in Georgetown, but just walk around.
It's a lot of just shopping, you know? This is not the community it's necessary for.
Crime is down. Is there still a whole bunch of other crazy things going on in the city? Yes, but to this escalation, absolutely not.
But residents of crime-riddled Ward 8 tell 7 News.
Honestly, over here, I haven't seen anything.
They mainly downtown by the monument, the Capitol. They're down that area more. I mean, I haven't seen them in the neighborhoods, but we do see unmarked cars more in the neighborhood.
A debate has been set between Democrat Abigail Spanberger and Republican Winsome Earl Sears in the Virginia governor's race.
The lieutenant governor's campaign turned down the traditional so-called people's debate in Richmond, but accepted a CNN offer despite her previous experience.
Judging by the reception that they gave me with Mono Roger, you know, it was awful.
No date set yet, but Earl Sears tells WMAL's O'Connor and Company.
You have to deal with the cards that you're dealt. You go in and you bring your common sense policies and you try to get a word in edgewise.
The potential debate between Spanberger and Earl Sears is also in the works down in Norfolk, Virginia. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Fairfax County Police last week hired an outside firm to investigate allegations employees at Centerville High School arranged and paid for abortions for two underage students in 2021 without their parents' knowledge. Governor Glenn Youngkin has now stepped in and ordered a state police investigation, he tells 7 News.
This entire set of circumstances undermines every ounce of trust and faith that parents place in schools. And that is why they arise to a criminal nature if they are true.
The school system says it is cooperating with the police investigation. We still have weeks of summer to go, but Maryland's already passed last year in its number of heat-related deaths. 29 have been recorded across the state, including 5 in the past week. That pushes the state past last year's total of 27. Heat season officially runs through September, and it was easy to see this tragic benchmark coming. Statewide heat-related emergency room and urgent care visits passed last year's total in the middle of July. 23 of the 29 heat-related deaths have been people who were 65 or older. The Dow's down 95 points, NASDAQ's down 10. Traffic and weather next.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Something amazing is happening here. AI is increasing workloads on CPUs and GPUs, but this company's laptops are more than keeping pace. That's because CDW worked with them to future-proof their laptop fleet by configuring them with devices enabled with AMD Ryzen AI. Improve performance and free up resources with AMD Ryzen and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/AMD client.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and I couldn't afford to keep the house.
Oh, honey, that's awful.
You know, my brother got $2 million in life insurance coverage through Ethos for around $2 a day, all online.
Hey, let's do it. That way we both can sleep better at night. Ethos, life insurance made easy. Get covered instantly at ethos.com/dreams. That's ETHOS.com/dreams. Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 40-year-old healthy non-smoking male. Built monthly. Application times vary.
Steve Hirschhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway now, the outer loop is very slow from just after Old Georgetown Road past the 270 spur to the construction before Georgetown Pike on the Virginia side of the American Legion Bridge. The left lane is closed. 95 in Virginia southbound is heavy from Route 1 down to 123, and more delays on 95 south extend from Dale Boulevard to Triangle. Construction after Triangle down toward Quantico was blocking the right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Another day with that tropical humidity that could lead to some flash flooding later today. The Weather Prediction Center has areas pretty much along and east of I-95 under that level 1 risk for flash flooding. So stay weather aware. Otherwise, today partly to mostly cloudy and seasonably hot with highs in the mid to upper 80s. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
82 degrees now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
President Trump today announced that he will host the 2025 Kennedy Center Honors. Yeah! Give him something stupid to do to keep him out of trouble. Hosting award shows is what he envisioned being president is in the first place. I now present the award for sexiest NATO ally, and congratulations to the women of Latvia.
Ah, yes, Latvian women. He's right about that, isn't he? About the Latvian women. It's, that Baltic Sea region, famous for, well, good things, let's say. Happy Thursday to you and welcome. The front page of the Washington Times today has a color photograph above the fold. You know, the Russian stacking dolls, the Matryoshka dolls. In Moscow, they've made the Russian stacking dolls, the Matryoshka dolls, with President Trump's head and Vlad the Impaler Putin's head, with the American flag wrapping it up, and they got some Soviet-looking design too. There's Putin. He's almost smiling a little, and President Trump. It's a fun. If you're in Moscow, you definitely buy one of these because it would be a timestamp on your visit to Moscow or the era when you lived in Moscow. But that's a fun one. That's a fun one for sure. I have at home, I have a bunch of different Matryoshka dolls from Russia that I got in Moscow and in St. Petersburg. And I have a couple of really fun ones. I do have Trump stacking dolls because they make them with American presidents, right? The current American president on the outside. And then you open it up and go in it as the preceding presidents, going way back sometimes to George Washington. Doesn't have all the presidents, but sometimes it goes back all the way to George Washington. And they're fun. And I have a really fun one because we were in St. Petersburg shortly after President Trump won the first time around 2016. And they had already made, because they watch CNN and they read the New York Times, they had already made the Hillary Clinton president stacking doll, because they believed what the American media was telling them, that Hillary Clinton was going to win for sure. So they made Hillary Clinton on the outside as president of the United States. And I have that at home. And that is a gem, I've got to say. That's a fun one. That's a stacking doll, a Matryoshka doll of historical significance. And I got to say, this one with Trump and Putin on it, that's a stacking doll of historical significance as well. Good stuff. A lot of fun. If you're in Moscow right now, if you pick me one of these, I'll pay you for it when you get here. Pretty good stuff. Trump warns Putin of consequences if Ukraine peace summit in Alaska fails. President Trump is getting aboard Air Force One to fly to Alaska for a summit, a kind of a superpower summit. It's, remember the days of Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev and Joe Biden. He always thinks about FDR and Stalin because he was listening to it on the radio at the time. Amazing stuff. And the background of Alaska and Russia. We bought Alaska from Russia, Seward's Folly and all that stuff. One of the greatest real estate purchases in the history of the world. And when it was done, the media was making fun of Seward, but never mind that. So President Trump took an aggressive stance ahead of his high-stakes summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin by threatening very serious consequences if Russia doesn't move toward ending its war in Ukraine. However, Mr. Putin has a long history of toying with peace deals. That's because he's a communist, like so many people that call themselves Democrats in the United States of America today. He has weathered waves of economic sanctions and tough talk from world leaders since the Ukraine conflict began in 2014. I remember that name, taking over the Crimea River, and Barack Obama was busy bombing other countries at that time, because you know how the Democrats are, always making war everywhere they go. The conflict began in 2014 and Russia's all-out invasion in 2022. So you got Obama in the first instance, you have Biden in the second instance. Mr. Trump didn't elaborate Wednesday on what punishment he had in mind for Russia if Mr. Putin doesn't budge at the summit. And I would expect that he's not going to budge at the summit because he's a communist. And just like here in the United States, communists don't care about human life. They're anti-life. They love death more than we love life, just like Al-Qaeda. And really, the Democrat Party is right there with him at this point. Mr. Trump's views of the meeting Friday at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage, Alaska, is a crucial first step. Still, he said he needs to see a genuine commitment to peace from Mr. Putin before arranging the follow-up meeting, any follow-up meeting, to hash out a ceasefire deal. If the summit goes well, Mr. Trump said, a second meeting should begin almost immediately among himself, Mr. Putin, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, we have a couple of audio sound bites of President Trump talking about this because it is kind of a big deal, and he's kind of a big deal. He's bigger than Ron Burgundy, and Ron Burgundy was a big deal. So we got Putin. He's a communist. He's a KGB guy. He poisons his enemies with polonium-210, a few spoonfuls of, or is it spoonsful of polonium-210, a radioactive isotope that will kill you slowly and painfully over time. He'll put it in your soup or your coffee to kill you. He'll, a reporter in Moscow angered him, and she was shot to death in the lobby of her apartment building. I think it was in the elevator, actually. And the Democrats are a lot like Russians, but Putin kills people. The Democrats kill a lot of people too for political reasons. They assassinate and kill people for political reasons. The Democrats do. They have a long and storied history of doing that. But let's go to President Trump, because he's the president of the United States. He's trying to bring peace to Europe. Joe Biden just sent money and munitions because the military-industrial complex loves the Democratic Party, don't they? So President Trump, and I want him talking about crime-free Washington, D.C. as well. But let's go to President Trump talking about the summit, which President Trump is headed to. I'm not sure if he's flying out today or if he's just flying out tomorrow. If it were me, I'd probably fly today. It's a long flight, get to Anchorage. I've flown to Anchorage more than once. And from Washington, it's a long flight. I think I've flown there from Andrews Air Force Base, as a matter of fact, now Joint Base Andrews. But President Trump, on the meeting with Vlad the Impaler Putin, President Trump wants to bring peace to the world. He should get the Nobel Peace Prize already. President Trump and a reporter, hey, what if Putin doesn't budge because he's a communist?
Will Russia face any consequences if Vladimir Putin does not agree to stop the war after your meeting on Friday?
Yes, they will. Yeah.
What will the consequences?
There will be consequences.
Sanctions, tariffs?
There will be. I don't have to say. There will be very severe consequences.
I don't have to say. I don't have to say. And it's a perfectly legitimate question. And that's the perfectly legitimate answer. You don't telegraph. You don't negotiate it at a press conference. You don't put it all out there. But President Trump, and I'm sure they're having powwows about this without Elizabeth Warren. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? I think I'll have me a beer. Elizabeth Warren, she's like a satire of U.S. Senator. The Democrat Party, they're amazing. President Trump, I don't have to say, and that's right. And President Trump talking about what happens when, and he said he's going to know within 2 minutes whether Putin is going to budge or not, and I believe that to be true. Reading the room, the vibe, the facial tics and gestures. That's how you know. You can't know before you get there. And he's a commie killer. And all the Russian leaders, Soviet leaders, Russian leaders that are commies are all mass murderers, of course. The most prolific mass murderers in the history of the world, not counting Mao Zedong, the most murderous person in the history of the world. And another communist, coincidentally, President Trump.
Call President Zelensky, and then I'll call probably in that order the leaders. There's a very good chance that we're going to have a second meeting, which will be more productive than the first, because the first is I'm going to find out where we are and what we're doing. If the first one goes okay, we'll have a quick second one. I would like to do it almost immediately, and we'll have a quick second meeting between President Putin and President Zelensky and myself, if they'd like to have me there.
I think they're going to need you there. And also he was talking about, he had conversations with EU leaders yesterday, telephonically, thanks to the patriarchy. You're welcome. And so, yeah, the EU, where, now they're paying 5% of their GDP, most of them, into the common defense of Europe having to do with Putin and Russia. Remember when President Trump in his first term in office was trying to get the European allies, the NATO allies, to pay the 2% of their GDP that they had already committed to pay into the common defense, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, and they weren't paying their fair share, and the Democrats are fine with that. They're like, screw it, let Americans in the Midwest pay for it. The Europeans are busy drinking wine and throwing bonbons back to their uvulas. So pay no attention to that. And President Trump now has them paying 5% of GDP, a bunch of them, making NATO much stronger. And you remember when he chided them, let's say, at the United Nations, the American news media attacked Trump. He's destroying NATO. And, of course, the exact opposite is true, 180 degrees off. The NATO nations are stronger now, more well-armed, more well-funded than they were before Trump. The absolute opposite of what the corrupt frauds at the New York Times and CNN told us while they smirked smugly and said, oh, Trump, he's got it so wrong. And he had it so right, and they all had it so wrong. That should be noted for history's sake. Just amazing stuff. Now, Chunk Todd. Do you remember Chunk? Chunk was let go by NBC fake news. He had, I don't think they even sent him to MS-13 DNC, did they? They just, he was NBC, and then he was gone because he's Chunk, as his mother calls him. Hey, Chunk, clean up after yourself. For God's sake, leave a mess everywhere. Chunk Todd, he's got a podcast, doesn't everybody? Joseph Stalin has a podcast, and he died decades ago. Chunk Todd on President Trump and the meeting with Putin coming up, and on President Trump bringing peace to, brokering a deal between India and Pakistan, and African peace deals, Middle East peace deals, the Abraham Accords, peace agreements between Arab nations, Muslim nations, and Israel, a Jewish nation, the only Jewish nation. And Chunk Todd on his fake podcast, he must have been shamed enough where he felt that he had to tell at least one truth.
I don't think we've had anybody have this much impact on the country since FDR. I mean, for culturally in particular, certainly in how even our politics is conducted.
Culturally in particular, and certainly in the way our politics is conducted. And a Chunk, it's the old blind squirrel and a broken clock and all that stuff. But Chunk, he's talking about President Trump, the most influential president since Franklin Delano Roosevelt and World War II. Harry Truman, then FDR died in office, of course, before World War II ended, and Harry Truman took over. He was rather consequential as well. President Trump is very, very influential. There's no doubt about it. Even Chunk had to confess without being waterboarded or experiencing electroshock. President Trump on the meeting with Putin. Again, Putin is a commie. I put no faith in him whatsoever. That would be foolish. But it's a start. It's a beginning. It's so much more than Biden did and his completely useless chief diplomat, Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, completely useless, an absolute joke. He was a bigger joke than Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. The Democrat Party they're not the party of peace. They're not the party of living together with their neighbors in harmony. They're not the party of law and order. They're not the party of, there are boys and girls. They're not the party of any. Oh, that's on the front page of the Washington Times today, too, because Democrats, you know how Democrats are. They're crazy. But the big headline, the top of page A1, Youngkin, Republican Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. Youngkin orders probe of alleged school-arranged abortions. That's right. The staff are accused of secretly helping minors kill off the grandkids without telling the parents. The Democrat Party is like a communist party. They really are. Now, I want to talk to you about living a better digital life. Do you have a digital life? Most of us do. With one of our newest partners, and we love our new partners at WebRoot. I chose WebRoot because of the total protection product that they have. WebRoot's all-in-one package includes options for individuals or families. Individual deal allows coverage for up to 5 devices. Your family deal, up to 10 devices with the family package. They've got you covered no matter what. WebRoot's coverage includes antivirus protection, identity protection, VPN backup, and a whole lot more. You don't need to be an adult because, we got kids on the internet too with iPads and phones. WebRoot wants to make sure your entire family is protected. For your toddler, for your senior citizens, they've got you covered. WebRoot allows my best girl and I to live a better digital life, and I can honestly recommend them to you. You should do the same. Right now, you can get 50% off of the WebRoot Total Protection Plan or WebRoot's Essentials Plan when you go to webroot.com/plant. That's me. Again, get 50% off because we hang out together. WebRoot's Total Protection Plan, WebRoot's Essentials Plan, when you go to webroot.com/plant. Yes, sir. And I've got President Trump, more President Trump, talking about bringing peace to Washington, D.C. The Democrats are against peace in Washington, D.C. as well. That's coming up.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
This is the story breaking right now.
Fox 1 is coming soon, which means soon you can be there live for all the biggest moments. And witness history as it's made.
It's not about me. It's about what this human spaceflight program is about. It's our national goals.
Get all of your favorite news, sports, and entertainment with a side of...
I think I may have peed a little.
All in one app, streaming live on August the 21st. Fox 1.
The Florida coast. Verbo has over 57,000 exclusive vacation homes on the Florida coast that Airbnb wishes they had. That's 57,000 exclusive perfect sunsets for your team to miss because they're on their phone. 57,000 exclusive patios where Grandpa can man the barbecue in his Kiss Me, I'm Flamus apron. 57,000 exclusive hideouts to gleefully ignore your email. Make it a Verbo for your next Florida coast trip. The Florida coast. Verbo has over 57,000 exclusive vacation homes on the Florida coast. That's 57,000 vacation homes Airbnb wishes they had. Make it a Verbo for your next Florida coast trip.
Choosing a new pharmacy isn't easy, but if you need to do so, the employee owners of Kinney Drugs hope you'll choose us. We've been taking care of our local community since 1903 when Bert Kinney opened our first store in Gouverneur, New York. In fact, we're still headquartered there today. Because we're employee-owned, we don't answer to Wall Street. We answer to Main Street, the people we serve. And we've made it easy as 1, 2, 3 to transfer your prescriptions. Get started at KinneyDrugs.com or stop by today.
It's the $100,000 Lucky Draw at Mohawk Casino. Are you ready to make a match and win big? From July 1st through August 23rd, earn your weekly quick pick number every Monday or Tuesday when you earn just 100 points. Then come back for Saturday night drawings July 12th, 26th, and August 9th and 23rd for your shot at up to $100,000 cash. Match all 6 numbers to win the grand prize or win slot play starting with just one match. It's the $100,000 Lucky Draw, only at Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, your everyday escape. At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
I was a soldier, then a veteran, a husband, and a father. And with my VA home loan, I'm a homeowner. No down payment required and no PMI. Build your future with the VA home loan. Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for this hyper amount of benefits mentioned here.
Interesting.
Something amazing is happening when teams brainstorm ideas. Devices are keeping the energy flowing. That's because CDW is building modern workplaces with Acer devices. Built-in security, uncompromising processing power, and fast connectivity help fuel collaboration so your team can innovate quickly.
Wait, guys, that's a great idea.
Acer and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Acer.
This week on Celeb News, the Hollywood glow-up you never saw coming. It's DirecTV. They're shaking things up with flexible options that fit any kind of taste and budget. They only look like $1 million, baby. They got packs with live TV and streaming for one sexy low price. Slay! Wait, DirecTV is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. Visit directtv.com today. New residential customers. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Credit card and restrictions apply. Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL.
We can grab a quick phone call. Let's go to Greg, calling from Rockville, Maryland. Greg, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Greg.
I love the show as always.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk. So like Eleanor, you were touching on DC and crime, and I wanted to touch base on Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton is 88 years old, and I don't know if you saw, but like Washington Free Beacon had a piece about how she's been pretty quiet about this, through this kind of policy change and the Trump and taking over with the National Guard. But then they linked to an article in July where Politico on the lefty Politico admits that they can't even quote her because she's so incoherent that when she gives quotes to them, her staff have to walk the quotes back. So this is the gerontocracy run amok. And then I saw Maxine Waters turning 87 years old, and she's out there talking about a civil war if Trump keeps on, the border enforcement. I mean, these people are insane and they're old.
And insane, I think, is maybe more important of those two, the Democrats.
This is the Chris Plant Show. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now. WMAL News at 10:30. I'm John Matthews. Happening now, the D.C. government is clearing out a homeless encampment near the I-66 ramp in Foggy Bottom this morning.
One of just a few remaining after President Trump's Keep DC Beautiful order. DC says there are just over 5,000 homeless in the city. U.S. wholesale inflation surged unexpectedly last month as President Trump's sweeping tariff program pushed costs higher. The producer price index much higher than forecasters expected. Wall Street greeted the news with a thud, denting hopes for interest rate cuts next month. Governor Ron DeSantis must like alliteration. He is preparing to open a second immigration detention facility at a state prison in North Florida. The sequel to Alligator Alcatraz, which is currently tied up in court, is already being nicknamed Deportation Depot. It could hold as many as 2,000 detainees. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association and Durana Hybrid, where horsepower meets hard work, reigniting the spirit of racing and the power of skilled trades, mentorship, education, legacy, fuels the future on the track and in the trades. Get your tickets now at ihra.com.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
95 northbound in Stafford County, Virginia. There was a truck fire after Centerport Parkway before 630 Courthouse Road, exit 140. All the activities on the shoulder, but it's very slow to see what's going on there. North of that, you'll be in a delay on northbound 95 from the Fairfax County Parkway up to the Franconia Springfield Parkway. Southbound 95 is very slow from Route 1 in Woodbridge across the Purple Heart Bridge. And then on 95 South in delays approaching the work zone after Dale Boulevard before 234 Dumfries. That blocks the right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
You know the story. Sunny, hot, humid, showers, thunderstorms this afternoon. High 90, 83 at Reagan National. John Matthews News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Have you discussed treatment options with your patients? Talk to them about Dovato, dolutegravir, and lamivudine. Visit the refreshed DovatoHCP.com to learn more today and to access full prescribing information, including boxed warning. This ad is for U.S. healthcare professionals and brought to you by ViiV Healthcare.
Something amazing is happening when power outages strike. Teams are powering through them. That's because CDW Solutions architects are building more resilient IT and electrical infrastructures with Schneider Electric. With EcoCare remote monitoring services and 24/7 support, your organization can do more than keep the lights on. Schneider Electric and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Schneider Electric.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're grinding out bicep curls or muscling the couch across the living room, crushing morning miles, or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, Smoothie King has fuel to help you maximize your workouts, own your recovery, and elevate your game. Give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs with a lineup of delicious smoothies made to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.
If you need to choose a new pharmacy, Kinney Drugs hopes you'll choose us. We're an employee-owned company that's been taking care of our community since 1903, and we've made it as easy as 1, 2, 3 to transfer your prescriptions. Get started at KinneyDrugs.com. You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter.
Oh,
America's
Barky
#1
finally
gutter
showed
protection
up. Hey, I'm
So
live
I
right
didn't
now.
need to get on this ladder?
What's up, Bo?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness.
Let me mute
What was
myself.
that site?
That's leaffilter.com/.
Hey, any of you ignorant fucker.
Today,
How about you, acid trip? This guy in the UK decided he's going to clone you. All right. Because you have a wrench in my chat.
He's going to clone me?
He already did.
Is
he's been coming at me using your hand.
Is it a good clone?
You want to see what this guy looks like?
No, what does my clone look like?
It's
me.
I
He's just saying
timed
shit.
him out.
He's just saying shit.
He's an idiot and he lives in fucking he's a British fuck.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'll let him know. He just showed up. He
right
there. See it? Okay.
I'm around all day.
Oh.
Hey, check me out, guys.
I don't have any.
They
ain't never gonna go to your channel.
Oh, I wouldn't go to my channel.
They ain't never gonna go.
I'll be back.
Here.
You know what I'm saying? I like coming over here.
Come on down. You right?
But you're gonna have to come to.
You're
gonna have to come to my thing and do my Friday night frights tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do this thing called Friday Night Frights. You know what I'm saying? Do scary videos for kids and whoever, yo. It's fun.
Yeah, these guys ain't into that though. They're into.
It's not for the liberals. You know what I'm saying? It's not for the liberals. It's for the rest of the world. The people that actually enjoy having fun. Check me out though, bro. I just made this fucking big ass light.
Here, you have that.
That hangs over like this. It's my bud. They're getting enough light, but they're not. So I made this big ass damn UV light.
Want to see what my plants look like?
It hangs like this.
Want to see what my plants look like? I got plants. Only two. This.
Those are beautiful.
That's the two black bags.
Oh, those are beautiful, bro.
Huh?
Those are beautiful.
Look at the difference in the color on them.
Yo, I'm gonna take pictures.
All right,
I'll be back in a few.
They're just now starting. They're just now starting to flower. Well, it's hard to tell there.
I'll be back in a few. I'm about to go grab me a thing.
I'll be here. I'll be here. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I'm going to grab me some orange juice and grab me a couple of roll papers. I'm gonna roll me a joint.
All right.
Drink some orange juice. Then I'll be back. I gotta get my strength up. Dude, I was sick for 2 days, man.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, it's the fucking pollen.
I don't know what it was, bro.
It's the pollen.
That shit
made me sick. Right in my gut.
Yeah.
Felt like I had a stomach flu.
Yeah, like I had to throw up. Like I threw up like for a whole day straight.
I didn't throw up, but boy, I fucking felt like it.
I couldn't keep nothing down, and then the next day I was just weak. You know what I'm saying? Throwing up, I had no fluids.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. So last few days, I just been trying to get my fluids back up.
It's fucking nice out today.
So then today I've been doing shit.
Hey, there ain't fucking plants out front, huh?
I got two,
There ain't fucking plants. I can't even see my bird feeder.
I'm about to go take a couple of pictures of mine, and I'll bring them back.
Come back. Bring your phone with you so I can show you something. You know, Dingo, why you even come in my chat and talk about rum? That motherfucker blocks me. All right? He's in Vegas chat, and they got the fucking did they get rid of it? Jeez, it looks like it might be gone. Those are outdoor plants. You see a little rinky dink, hydroponics. I don't get high off that shit. They need fucking sunlight for their osmosis. Their chloroform doesn't produce without. They need the sunlight to turn green. It's that simple. You learn that in fucking 7th grade science.
Over that 5-year period.
Wiggin, does that look like that motherfucker's fat? Does that look like that's fucking fat, Wiggin?
Killed in the war in Afghanistan.
Wiggin, if I ever put you in a fucking headlock, I'd pop your head right off your shoulders, you fucking punk motherfucker.
5 years, 78 Americans killed in the war in Afghanistan.
You fucking cried about me for 4 hours yesterday.
224 people murdered in Washington, D.C.
4 motherfucking hours.
You know what the Democrats are fighting to do? to preserve the status quo.
Right there, Wigan. Right there. You want to suck my tit?
DC is more dangerous,
Fucking gay
by various
motherfucker.
metrics, legitimate metrics, than was the war in Afghanistan.
Ignorant.
And the Democrat Party is fighting to maintain the status quo. This year, as was the case last year and the year before, about 10,000 African Americans will be murdered in the United States of America. 10,000 will be murdered in the United States of America. Every year, that number is greater, just black people in the United States. You know, Black Lives Matter, BLM, Al Sharpton, all of them. That number every year is greater than the number of African Americans that died in the war in Vietnam.
Son of a bitch.
In 1 year, more black people will be murdered in the United States than there were black people that were killed in the entire Vietnam War. And the Democrat Party is fighting to maintain the status quo. And if you say you want to do something about it, they call you a racist. Now, the real racist, of course, is the Democrat who does not give a flying hoot about black lives because they don't matter to them. And they're not interested in saving lives. Just amazing stuff. Now, the Vietnam War, there were 7,243 black Americans that died in the Vietnam War. 7,243. In 2023, in the United States of America, 9,284 African Americans were murdered. And the Democrat Party, Barack Obama, doesn't have a thing to say about it. Not a thing. Al Sharpton doesn't have a thing to say about it. I've been talking about it for a decade and a half, maybe more. And I am technically not black, although I have some characteristics, I've got to say. Now let's go to soundbite number 1 with President Trump yesterday, talking about fighting crime in Washington, D.C. And if you want to fight crime in Washington, D.C. and America's big cities, the Democrats want to fight you. They're against you because they're too busy taking bribes and money from the military-industrial complex and spreading war and mayhem and taking away your rights. Aren't they amazing? And again, the homeless problem in Washington, D.C., which is gigantic, just huge. D.C. homeless begin to see the effects, the Washington Post says, of Trump's crackdown. You call it a crackdown. That's a negative term, isn't it? You're, again, offering shelter to the homeless and treatment for drug addiction and alcohol addiction. And the Democrats are against that because they want the homeless to die on the streets as they have left them to do now. They cleared out 70 homeless camps, offering them treatment or shelter. The Democrats are against it. They want children growing up in New Delhi, India, madness, poverty, mental illness, violence, and crime around them everywhere they go. And who was it? Kira Phillips the other day, now an ABC News reporter, formerly CNN reporter, and I worked with her at CNN. I always liked her, talking about a half-naked homeless man assaulting her on the sidewalks of Washington, D.C., in the shadow of the United States Capitol. Isn't that wonderful? But I was going to go to President Trump. Let's go to President Trump. He was at the Kennedy Center yesterday, and naturally they're attacking him, saying, "Gosh, why would he fight crime? Why would he want to see the homicide rates in the United States reduced, starting with the big cities?" And again, Washington, D.C., I learned today, has a homicide rate that is 4 times the homicide rate that Los Angeles has. Now, they're a much bigger city with more people, so they have more murders, but the rate per 100,000 people is 4 times in Washington, D.C., what the homicide rate is in Los Angeles. President Trump at the Kennedy Center yesterday.
Soon we will be a crime-free area. This is going to be a crime-free area, by the way. You'll be able to go out. People tell me they can't run anymore. They're just afraid. And they'll be running again.
They'll be running again, jogging, exercising, getting out and exercising. Like Rachel Morin was out for an exercise in Maryland, not too far from Washington, D.C., when an illegal alien gang member raped her and murdered her because of the Democrat Party. And her murder, the mother of 5, Rachel Morin, is 100% on the Democrat Party and the Biden administration. 5 motherless children, 100% on the Democrat Party. President Trump said, the Democrats don't want to fight crime. The Democrats are crime.
They've got the yips. In golf, they say the yips. The Democrats are afraid to do anything because they don't want to be criticized. But fighting crime is a good thing. We have to explain. We're going to fight crime. That's a good thing. Already they're saying he's a dictator. The place is going to hell, and we've got to stop it. So instead of saying he's a dictator, they should say we're going to join him and make Washington safe. But they say he's a dictator. And then they end up getting mugged.
And then they end up getting mugged, and that's they're fighting for more crime. That's their goal. Also wants to clean the place up, which the Democrats have no regard for. They should not be given responsibility for our nation's capital. They're not up to the task.
We're going to make Washington beautiful. We're going to redo roads. We're going to redo the medians, the pavers, and the medians all throughout the city. We're going to take all the graffiti off. We're going to have to remove the tents and the people that are living in our parks. We're going to be redoing the parks, the grasses and all.
The grasses and all. President Trump, national emergency, crime, murder, especially for black people.
Well, if it's a national emergency, we can do it without Congress, but we expect to be to Congress before Congress very quickly. And again, we think the Democrats will not do anything to stop crime, but we think the Republicans will do it almost unanimously.
And the Democrats will obstruct any effort to reduce murder in the United States, which can only mean that they're in favor of more murder, and they're not in favor of less murder. Because the problem is not our guns, it's their sons. The big wireless companies are pulling one over on all of us. The joke is on us. It's time to make the switch to consumer cellular. Listen, I switch. I'm getting the same fast, reliable, nationwide big wireless coverage without the big wireless cost and hassle. It's not just about saving money, although that's real good. It's also about not being used and abused by the big cell phone companies taking you for granted. Do you even have any idea how much data you use every month? Probably not. Most people don't. If you're over 50, you're using less than 8 gigs of data a month, according to all the numbers. But Big Wireless wants to shove you into an unlimited and expensive data plan because they need you to cover the cost of 18-year-olds using 10 times as much data as you. And if you're not using all that data, you're the one being used. I had enough of that stuff. And listen, Consumer Cellular, they've got the fix for this. They're going to save you the hassle and the money. They set me up with a service and a beautiful phone. It was so easy to make the switch, too. You make a phone call. You talk to an actual person. Don't have to go online. Call. Talk to an actual human being based right here in the United States of America, not on a space platform. And they're incredibly helpful. Only takes about 20 minutes to make the switch and save money and save hassle. So give them a call and make the switch today. Ask all the questions you have. Call them at 800-760-0702. That's 800-760-0702. And I've got more. The Democrats are weighing in. They're pro-crime. Like Chuck Schumer. He incited violence against the Supreme Court and darn near got it, too. Got more on the Democrats and crime and mayhem coming up.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings
Fuck you, Wiggin.
Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on
I need to go get a trim.
Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
It's the $100,000 Lucky Draw at Mohawk Casino. Are you ready to make a match and win big? From July 1st through August 23rd, earn your weekly
Yeah, the red spot right there.
Tuesday when you earn just 100 points. Then come back for Saturday night.
We all get them fuckers. Even black people get them. You ever seen a black person with freckles?
Match all 6 numbers to win the grand prize or win slot play starting with just one match. It's the $100,000 Lucky Draw. Only at Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort. Your everyday escape.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio.
Oh, there's the other account he was using. Oh, I'm never coming to your chat with this one. You won't be able to clone it, Billy. Let's see. Yeah, that's not the same. That's Wiggin right there. That's Wiggin doing that shit. Of course. He likes the evil clowns. You're a fucktard, Wiggin. What are you going to do, Wiggin? You fucking mad because my neighbors love me? Nate, come over to see if he could bum some pot off me. You got a fucking problem with that?
Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection.
You guys think you can come to my village and get people against me in my village?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free.
Wiggin, you're the first one to kiss fucking Al Pesha's ass. I met him on your panel. Why'd you let him on?
Something amazing is happening here. AI is.
Any one of your favorite trolls? You like a good troll, right? Oh, I don't know who that handle is. I like that one.
That's because CDW.
But you time out one. You only do that with the ones you know who it is. You lying fucker. You're not fooling anybody, Wiggin. You're just like JC. You think you're fucking. You think we're dumb.
Find out more at CDW.
Meanwhile, you got Rusty on your ass. In there laughing at you because I have fucking real friends in my real life. Well, this is my real life, and I made YouTube. This is part of my real life right here. Fuck you. JC said, duh, you gotta be stupid. You use your real name. You come in here. Duh, duh. Really? Why are you trying to hide then, JC? You harboring criminals or something, JC? You're such a great Samaritan. You didn't want Darren to freeze, so you gave him $8,000 for a new furnace. What a fucking bunch of hogwash. And you bring Darren up. No, I spent a lot of time on that panel with Darren.
Your future self will thank you later. Here's a brief message from industry. This ad is brought to you by GSK. We invite you to visit hcp-myelofibrosis-treatment.com.
Yeah, it's not safe in Washington, D.C.
hcp-myelofibrosis-treatment.com.
Especially at night.
The message from industry.
There's fucking gangs of youths doing this shit. In other words, illegitimate kids with single parents. People like Jeff Holler and them. Oh, no, wait. Jeff has parents. What the fuck is your problem, Holler? Why the fuck do you still live at home? Why aren't you out on your own and have your own fucking place? The motherfucker hasn't held a job for longer than 6 months his whole life. Darren killed Darren, yeah.
But when you just want the thrill of winning a chunk of change,
snorting coke, doing heat fucking all, yeah. Oh. All right, I'll put a shirt on. Right there, Wiggin. You see that? That is not fat. That's all fat I got right there. Fuck you.
Something amazing is happening when teams brainstorm ideas. Devices are keeping the energy flowing. That's because CDW is building modern workplaces with Acer devices, built-in security, uncompromising processing power, and fast.
No, I bet he can't do a push-up. Anybody can, or a sit-up. Anybody can do a push-up. Alpesh Patel couldn't do one fucking push-up. He tried twice. That motherfucker couldn't even let himself down, much less push himself up. He has no upper body strength whatsoever. It'd be like squatting a mosquito. Nazi. Oh, gee. Oh, you hurt my feeling calling me a Nazi. Oh.
Now, police, including the ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, their ERO, Enforcement and Removal Operations, posted up on 14th Street in Washington, D.C., where I go to work later in the day. And they're stopping automobiles, and they're taking people into custody because law enforcement is becoming a trend. And Democrats are on the street yelling at people to not go there because they're arresting illegal aliens.
Get off our streets! Get off our streets!
They're yelling at the police.
Why are you here?
Police, get off our streets.
People, what's your purpose? What's your goal?
The police set up a...
Why won't you show your face? Like, do you look yourself in the mirror and think I did a good job today?
Yeah. Check your gender. Honestly. And they're out there yelling, they're directing people away from the police checkpoint, which means they're engaged in a criminal conspiracy to defend illegal alien gang members and leave them loose on the street.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
You get one post and I time it out for 24 hours. That's it.
Crews are clearing out a homeless encampment right now near the I-66 ramp in the city's Foggy Bottom neighborhood. The camp's residents were seen loading up black garbage bags with their...
What are they to do when they get out of jail and they can't find a job? Why is that my problem? It's their fault they went to jail in the first place. Jail is punishment. When you go to jail for something, it's punishment. Unless you're just arrested and been charged. Depends on the crime. Rum is back. You don't have anything. Go make another video of Billy Hayden. I trying to find your channel so I could see, but you ain't got shit for subscribers and nobody's watching your shit. That's all you got. You guys need Billy Hayden. I'm your content. I am the video. That'll be fucking engraved on my gravestone. Billy is the video. Call me again, Wiggin. Come on. Fucking stupid fuck. Toothless fucking wonder. Rum doesn't do shit. Rum uses other people to make his own content. There's nothing about Rum anybody wants to know. He's not interesting. He's just a puke motherfucker. He's nothing. JC protects him. Who else has been protecting that dumb fucker? Rusty, I hope you don't like Rum. I hope you're going to fucking shun that motherfucker. Because I want to smash him right in the face. He's a punk motherfucker. He's the one giving Zenny and Wolfie a hard time. One of them. Paul's doing the same thing. Paul bitch life. And motherfucker, fuck you, you cocksuckers. Yeah, these single mothers, they become friends with their kids. But don't worry, sweetie. No, it's okay. And they get out in the real world, they expect everybody else to treat them like their mother did. And when they don't get treated that way, they're fucking lost. They have no integrity, no self-discipline. They don't. Wiggin running around telling people who they can talk to and where they can go. Patrick, New York is... That's why I gave him that wrench, because I know what's going on with Dougie and that. I know exactly what's going on. Crybaby motherfucker. Wiggin wants it all his way. You got to go to his chat. He's going to retire. I thought you gave Will Durant the crown, then you took it back. You fucking Indian giver. What the fuck? You You got Dwayne out there saying he doesn't like the AI and that he's not going to your chat, but he's still right there in your chat and he's got to call me fatso. That's what gets Dwayne off every day, calling Billy Hayden fatso.
$953. Don won $14,227. Richard won $12,128. And Valerie,
Yeah, because mother does them themselves. You know, smoking pot is one thing. All right. Now, we were all 13 years old at one time.
Witness history as it's made. It's not about me. It's about what this human spaceflight program is about.
If my father hadn't have been there, I probably wouldn't have turned out like the way I am today. People wouldn't be able to stand me.
Streaming live on August the 21st. Fox 1.
Rusty's white.
This week on Sports News,
He's mad about my real life friends.
It's DirecTV. They make it easy to find your pro and college teams across live TV and streaming apps.
It's all neck, Wiggin. It's all neck, boy. I'd like to see you fucking grab my neck.
It's DirecTV like you've never
I'd like to get my hands on you, Wiggin. I'd fucking twist you. Oh, you can't do a sit-up. Anybody can do a push-up.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
We're in the building now. The outer loop is still slow for Georgetown.
You guys need someone easy like fucking Lady Sky. How are you? Well, that's such a deep conversation with that person. No, that's not right. That's child abuse.
Maryland Inner Loop southbound 95 and 495 at Richmond Marlboro Road. There's an accident.
But when I was 6 years old, my grandfather and my father, I think that's Schaefer beer was the first beer I drank. My grandfather Hayden made Ma give me fucking ginger brandy because I was sick, had a cold or whatever. So I was fed ginger brandy when I was young. That's true. They'd put my grandfather Hayden in fucking jail today.
85 at Reagan National, John Matthews, News Talk 105.9.
You're just so fucking stupid. Yeah.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
McDougal is not the judge. McDougal is the mayor of Governor, and it's a village. There's a village of Governor. Wiggin thinks he knows shit. You're just an idiot.
Right now, we're trying to get people to turn left and not go down 14th Street. There's a random search right now. They've pulled over about 6 cars, seen 2 people get detained, one by ICE, one by the police, taken, no rhyme or reason. So we're trying to get people to turn left so that nobody drives down the street and doesn't have to be on favor.
Sounds like
Casey.
I didn't do nothing.
They use the words, but they don't know what they mean.
I didn't do nothing.
That's right, 14th Street in Washington, D.C., where I will be going in a couple of hours, few hours. And in law enforcement, immigration, customs enforcement, and the ERO, enforcement and removal operations, that's illegal aliens. A lot of gang members and wanted criminals. The Democrats are out on the streets of Washington, D.C., trying to screw over law enforcement, federal and Metropolitan Police Department on 14th Street last night. Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. That's another abbreviation we have to be familiar with. And ERO, enforcement and removal operations, because BLM, Black Lives Matter, and what's the name? The Venezuelan gang? Oh, Tren de Aragua. TDA. We actually call that TDA now because we have to abbreviate everything. It's quite amazing. And the Democrats were out on the street last night trying to help criminals and illegal aliens, and most of them maybe wanted for something else or on 14th Street. So they're out there, and you heard the woman yelling, "Turn left here, turn left here. You know, I go there, the police are arresting criminals there. And we're out here trying to help criminals." And they're yelling at the police, the Democrats are, and cursing at the police and calling them names. and threatening them. And then they're like, why are you wearing masks? And I love how the idiot Democrats, including the idiot elected Democrats on Capitol Hill, members of Congress, are saying, oh, they've got these plainclothes cops with no identifiers, with masks. It's like a third world country. You are the filthy, stinking third world country, lefty maroon. But these police, they've got body armor on with the big word police on it. And they've got ERO for, the removal operations on it, but pay no attention to that. And they have their gun belts on, and they're wearing tactical gear. And in this photograph I'm looking at, there are 6 or 7 police officers, local and federal. 3 of them are wearing the pull-up face mask that you wear when it's cold outside. And they're doing it because they know the left is out here, and they try to dox them and their families and threaten their families and threaten them. And, of course, if they're arresting members of Tren de Aragua or MS-13, then the gangs threaten to murder everybody in your family. And the Democrats are trying to help Tren de Aragua and MS-13 and Al-Qaeda and Hamas, because the left is very severely mentally ill, and they're violently, criminally insane. Now, a little bit more from the streets of Washington, D.C. last night, with Democrats trying to help criminals. This, and if you've ever wondered, it's like Braveheart or, the gates of Vienna with these moron, violent, criminal animals out on the street. They call themselves Democrats. They call themselves liberals. But honestly, it's like the Ottoman invasion of Washington, D.C., and the police are the Holy Roman Empire. It's honestly the gates of Vienna. These people they're very, very unwell. It's 1683 in downtown Washington, D.C., because the Democrat Party is severely mentally ill.
Why are you here? You're trying to arrest innocent people? What's your purpose? What's your goal? What's the motive? Why won't you show your face?
Yeah. You're not very bright, are you? Not a very intelligent person, not a serious person, not an adult person. You people, but they're out there helping, because the Democrats are pro-crime. The Democrat Party is pro-criminal. The Democrat Party wants more people killed, murdered in Washington, D.C. this year without fighting against it than were killed in the last 5 years of the war in Iraq. And the war in Afghanistan. That's where I crunched the numbers. And they're pro-murder. The Democrat Party is pro-murder. They're pro-crime. They're pro-violence. Yes, sir. Chuck Schumer is a pathological liar. He's a Democrat lizard king senator from the state of New York, where they have their share of murders and crime and gangs and illegal aliens, and they applaud this. Send us more of that, more death, more killing. Chuck Schumer naturally doing a podcast with an idiot leftist named Aaron Parnas, and hey, what about the crime in Washington, D.C., Chuck Schumer?
Senator, are you scared walking around Washington, D.C. these days?
I walk around all the time. I wake up early in the morning sometimes and take a nice walk as the sun is rising.
Liar.
On some of the Capitol and the other monuments
He's
and
lying.
things. And I feel perfectly safe. They're full of it. Look, here's what they've done, Aaron. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
Donald Trump wants to distract.
Distract? Really? From the Epstein files, you moron. These people are such morons. Chuck Schumer is the Democrat leader in the United States Senate. He is therefore provided with a limousine, possibly armored limousine, and a U.S. Capitol Police protective detail. Idiots on television keep saying, see, he's got Secret Service protection. He has U.S. Capitol protective detail, just as, thankfully, on that baseball field in Alexandria, Virginia, there was one, Steve Scalise, member of the Republican leadership, that had a U.S. Capitol Police protective detail with him. And therefore, James Hodgkinson, the Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer that shot and nearly killed Congressman Steve Scalise, was gunned down by the police there on his suicide mission to murder the Democrat Party, Bernie Sanders, commie socialist suicide mission by James Hodgkinson to murder a baseball field full of Republican members of Congress, the House and the Senate. and there was one protective detail there, and that's all, because there was one Republican leader, Steve Scalise, and otherwise that would have been a very mass political assassination, because Democrats and the rage. By the way, it was Chuck Schumer who, with his protective detail, threatened members of the Supreme Court and said, "You will reap the whirlwind, you will pay the price." And then the would-be assassin that came in from across the country showed up outside the home of Brett Kavanaugh with plans on murdering 3 Supreme Court justices, incited by Chuck Schumer. And Chuck Schumer lies, scoffs, arrogantly, smugly, with furrowed brow. "Oh, he walks my rumpus. He doesn't get up, before the sun and strolling on Capitol Hill. Nobody does, without a gun. And you're an idiot and a liar and a fraud and a charlatan." There is a Democrat member of the House of Representatives named Henry Cuellar, and he's a Democrat from Texas. And in 2023, about 2 years ago, he was carjacked by a couple of Democrat, I think he calls them Utes. Utes, what's a Ute? And Henry Cuellar, Democrat member of the House of Representatives from Texas, is being carjacked. This was in 2023.
I was just coming into my place. 3 guys came out of nowhere, and they pointed guns at me. They said they wanted my car. I said, "Sure, you got to keep calm in those situations." And then they took off. They recovered the car. They had masks, but you could still see that they were young. They had young folks.
Young folks, they had young folks. And that's because they were young folks that somehow makes a difference. And I think he gave a little bit of advice there, that you just have to be calm. You just have to be calm and get used to being robbed. Just learn how to be robbed. Isn't that wonderful? The Democrats, and who was the Democrat member of Congress who was attacked? I think it was Congresswoman Angie Craig, was it? She was in her apartment building in Washington, D.C., not far from Capitol Hill, I think close to the baseball stadium in barely southeast D.C., down South Capitol Street. And she was attacked in her apartment building. And all this is fine. This is no problem. The Democrats tell us we should learn how to be carjacked, because their sons are going to keep getting illegal guns and carjacking you. And the Democrat Party is in favor of carjacking. Now, there is a Senator, Mark Wayne Mullen, who is a Republican from Oklahoma who bench presses 400 pounds. And Mark Wayne Mullen was asked about crime in Washington, D.C. And what did Mark Wayne Mullen say?
If you look at car theft only, if Washington, D.C. was a state, Washington, D.C. would be 3 times higher than any other state. And we're talking about a city. We're comparing it to full states. And by the way, I'm not joking when I say this. I drive around in Washington, D.C. in my Jeep. And yes, I do drive myself. And I don't buckle up. And the reason why I don't buckle up, and people can say whatever they want to, they can raise their eyebrows at me again, is because of carjacking. I don't want to be stuck in my vehicle when I need to exit in a hurry because I got a seatbelt around me. And I wear my seatbelt all the time. But in Washington, D.C., I do not, because it is so prevalent of carjacking.
Again, 68 square miles. We had 950 carjackings. Was it last year or the year before? I think last year, 950. Yeah, not last year. Like 950 something carjackings in 68 square miles. How many carjackings is that per square mile? The Democrat Party says, get used to it, because we don't care. And they don't. Mark Wayne Mullen, good guy. I've met him, had him on the TV show on Newsmax. Real regular guy, down to earth, normal person. Imagine that. And a brave, normal American. And he wants to be able to protect himself. In D.C., they do everything they can to make sure that you cannot protect yourself. And the higher crime gets, the more they don't want you to protect yourself. Concealed carry and all that stuff. This ridiculous child named Hope Walls is the daughter of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who the Democrats wanted to be vice president after he lied about serving in Iraq. And his wife loves the smell of the city of Minneapolis burning when rioters are sacking the place, because a career criminal died of a cardiac event while resisting arrest. So the Democrats burned the country to the ground. And they shoot members of Congress, and they shot Donald Trump, and they shot Ronald Reagan, and they the three other Republican presidents in the past. Here is Hope Walls, the daughter of the Democrat governor of the once proud state of Minnesota, no more. And again, you had these idiots out on the street on 14th Street in Washington last night. You're arresting people for no reason. Well, that would be wrong. I think that'd be wrong. And it's not happening, or I'd feel bad about that. Hope Walls, daughter of the Democrat governor.
Trump's baby wussy scaredy cat behavior in D.C. And it's always been like one form of another of like the U.S. locking up people that aren't like rich and white and men.
Yeah, America is a terrible country. If you're not rich and white and men, then you're not being locked up. Isn't that right? That's their thing. Just amazing. These are dangerously stupid people. Tom Homan, Tom Homan. These our borders are, illegal aliens are, and talking about crime in D.C.
I think D.C. under federal control is not going to be a sanctuary city. We're working with the police hand in hand, and we encounter a criminal illegal alien that we turned over to ICE. And that's the way it should be. There's no sanctuary for these people in the city of D.C.
They have sanctuary cities, and D.C. is one of them because liberals, so-called liberals, leftist, commies, morons, run the city. The city needs to be taken away by the federal government. We need to return the federal district to being a federal district. Home rule must go. They are an embarrassment to the United States. The Democrats running the city are an embarrassment to the country, to the city. They make it dangerous. They're mentally ill people wandering everywhere, smashing windows, stealing things, attacking people, eventually being arrested and thrown in jail. That's the Democrat plan for the homeless. President Trump uprooting 70 homeless encampments, giving them a choice of shelter or treatment. But you're no longer allowed to be the wretched refuse on the streets of our nation's capital. You know that the all-new third-generation Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier is finally here. And the third generation builds on the first two generations, the incredible success that they demonstrated. With thousands of five-star reviews on Al Gore's amazing internet, a bestseller everywhere. They're great devices. You can hold one in your hand. It's not a big piece of furniture, and you don't have to buy filters to replace over and over again. The new Thunderstorm uses two technologies that studies have demonstrated help to kill up to 99.9% of bacteria and viruses floating in the air in your home, in your office. Also removes dust and pet dander and smoke and all kinds of things you don't want to breathe in the air with no filters. That's a big plus. The Thunderstorm will help get rid of any stinky odor guaranteed. Talking about trash can, cigarette smoke, liberal protesters, musty basements. No match for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier. And right now, you can save $200 American when you get an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for a whole home protection. Put one on every floor. Put one in the teenager's room. Put one in the kitchen. Any place you like to breathe clean, fresh air. Use one as a gift. Bring one to the office. All you have to do is go to EdenPureDeals.com and use the discount code CHRIS3, CHRIS and the number 3 to save $200 on 3 Thunderstorms. That's EdenPureDeals.com. The discount code is CHRIS3. Yes, sir. The Democrat Party. For how long have I been saying they're not on our side? They continue to demonstrate the truth behind that statement.
Is it possible the two youths?
Two what? Did you say youths?
Yeah, two youths.
What is a ute?
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
This is the story breaking right now.
Fox One is coming soon, which means soon you can be there live for all the biggest moments. And witness history as it's made.
It's not about me. It's about what this human spaceflight program is about. It's our national goals.
Get all of your favorite news, sports, and entertainment with a side of...
I think I may have peed a little.
All in one app, streaming live on August the 21st. Fox One.
It's the $100,000 lucky draw at Mohawk Casino. Are you ready to make a match and win big? From July 1st through August 23rd, earn your weekly quick pick number every Monday or Tuesday when you earn just 100 points. Then come back for Saturday night drawings July 12th, 26th, and August 9th and 23rd for your shot at up to $100,000 cash. Match all 6 numbers to win the grand prize or win slot play starting with just one match. It's the $100,000 lucky draw, only at Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, your everyday escape.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched online? It's data brokers. They collect your personal info, your browsing habits, where you live, and who you're related to, and then sell it to the highest bidder. Aura helps stop that. Aura automatically removes your personal info from data broker sites and keeps it off. It also monitors the dark web, protects your devices, alerts you to real-time threats, and more. Start your free trial at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen for your free trial.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like snoring, aches and pains, hot sleep, or even an old saggy mattress that can keep you up at night. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now you can upgrade to a queen mattress and adjustable base for just $499.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want, like all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Something amazing is happening in business. More companies are turning to Mac. From finance to fulfillment, CDW will seamlessly support Mac integration into your organization. With the power of Apple Silicon, best-in-class security, and compatibility across your favorite apps, your team will have the performance they need and the tools they love. Make amazing happen. Mac and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/Apple.
Ah, the Florida coast. Vrbo has over 57,000 exclusive vacation homes on the Florida coast that Airbnb wishes they had. That's 57,000 exclusive perfect sunsets for your team to miss because they're on their phone. 57,000 exclusive patios where Grandpa can man the barbecue in his "Kiss Me, I'm Flamus" apron. 57,000 exclusive hideouts to gleefully ignore your email. Make it a Vrbo for your next Florida coast trip.
Later today on the Derek Hunter Show, the Trump administration wants American history at the Smithsonian to reflect, wait for it, American history. And of course, the left is upset. We'll talk about it at 3 o'clock on WMAL.
Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, this morning on the television on Fox News, talked about, an update of the arrests and crime fighting in Washington, D.C. last night.
have some updated statistics for you. Overnight, there were 45 criminal arrests made for assault, second and first degree. There were arrests made for the distribution of illegal drugs and narcotics that have now been removed off of the streets. There were 3 illegal firearms that were seized. And in addition to that, there were 29 illegal aliens who were removed off of Washington, D.C. streets last night, many of whom had final orders of removal.
The Democrats were out on the sidewalk with big signs that say ICE, warning illegal aliens who might worry about an ICE arrest to stay away from law enforcement. They're engaged in a criminal conspiracy to thwart the enforcement of law.
If the Democrats had their way, there would be hundreds more criminals roaming free in the streets of the District of Columbia right now.
The Democrats want more crime. Chuck Schumer wants more crime. Chuck Schumer lies about walking before dawn. Oh, I'm out here by myself because it's so crime-free. The guy is a psycho, pathological liar, which makes him a perfectly ordinary and normal Democrat, member of the Senate, the House, the Democrats. More coming up.
This is the Chris Plant Show. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Heather Curtis. Happening now, a homeless encampment is being torn down near the I-66 ramp in Foggy Bottom. Bulldozers have been moving around piles of trash and tents. City Administrator Kevin Donahue said Tuesday city officials are visiting all the encampments to tell people about services, including expanded shelter capacity and a new building opening this week.
And that will continue throughout this week and into the next week with a greater level of urgency.
Tuesday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the remaining 2 on federal land would be dismantled this week. The White House provides an update on arrests in D.C. during the federal surge, saying 45 people were taken into custody last night, including at least 29 illegal immigrants. Traffic and Weather next.
This report is sponsored by Service Titan.
Commercial contractors. Want to win larger contracts, accelerate your workflows, and empower your team with increased productivity? Service Titan is the end-to-end platform that does all that and more. Get a free pair of Apple AirPods when you request a demo at servicetitan.com.
Here's Steve Hirshorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the southbound Baltimore-Washington Parkway, extremely slow from 193 Greenbelt Road down to 410 as you head in toward town from points north. Outer loop of the Beltway, very slow now, Old Georgetown Road, to the construction in the left lane before Georgetown Pike on the Virginia side of the American Legion Bridge. Inner loop, pretty slow 123 to the work zone after the toll road in the left lane. 95 southbound before Dale Boulevard, with construction in the right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Today, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs around 90. Right now, 86 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
The Florida coast. Verbo has over 57,000 exclusive vacation homes on the Florida coast that Airbnb wishes they had. That's 57,000 exclusive perfect sunsets for your team to miss because they're on their phone. 57,000 exclusive patios where Grandpa can man the barbecue in his Kiss Me, I'm Flamus apron. 57,000 exclusive hideouts to gleefully ignore your email. Make it a Verbo for your next Florida coast trip.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
The new pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel, accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like snoring, aches and pains, hot sleep, or even an old saggy mattress that can keep you up at night. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now you can upgrade to a queen mattress and adjustable base for just $499.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
In the mood for a girls' night? Mohawk Casino Resort. But if you're feeling like a candlelit couples date, well, Mohawk Casino Resort. But when you just want the thrill of winning a chunk of change, you guessed it, the everyday escape, Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, where you can join these winners. And just won $11,005. Guy won $13,953. Don won $14,227. Richard won $12,128. And Valerie won a whopping $26,488.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
WMAL, making sense of the economy because it's your money and your retirement. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
The Democrats love murder. In Maryland, they have a governor. They have a governor there. His name is Wes Moore. It should be Les Moore, shouldn't it? Wes Moore. And the Democrats love him. They're planning on running him for president. He's a POC. You know, he's person of color. He seems to be an intelligent person until he starts in with the Democrat Party talking points. Wes Moore said he's being asked, oh, no, Donald Trump has got the National Guard on the streets of Washington, D.C. Isn't it scary? Isn't it terrible? Wes Moore.
I am very clear that I will work with anyone, but I will bow down to no one. And I understand where my constitutional authority begins, and I understand where my constitutional authority allows me to do. And as the commander-in-chief of the Maryland National Guard, I have the sole responsibility and the sole honor of being able to determine how, when, and why the Maryland National Guard is utilized.
But nobody asked you to call it the National Guard, did they? But now they're, oh no, I'm brave. I won't do it. I won't do it. Well, you know, I just looked at the homicides in Baltimore, and liberals say, oh, it's really good in Baltimore. The numbers are down. Yeah, to how many now? Dozens and dozens so far this year, murders, Baltimore. And what are you doing about it? And nobody in the news media actually asked him about it. Now, where this police checkpoint was on 14th Street last night that had Democrats out there yelling curse words at the police and holding up signs that say ICE and yelling at cars to turn left if you're an illegal alien gang member with, you know, child sex trafficking going on in the back of your vehicle. The Democrats want to be helpful. The child sex traffickers and the gang members. And on 14th Street there, this is the neighborhood where the guy from the Doge, they call him Big Balls, but his name is Edward Korestein, and he was trying to stop a carjacking, a woman being carjacked by a gang of 12 Democrat Utes. And Edward Korestein was attacked by the mob and beaten to a bloody pulp and left on the sidewalk. That was very close to where this checkpoint is, and the checkpoint is that neighborhood. It's, you know, theoretically, there are $1 million houses and $1 million condos, and there are stores and restaurants. There's a restaurant that Joe Biden went to a couple of times in that neighborhood called La Diplomate. They have a good cheeseburger, a pretty good cheeseburger there. But that neighborhood, May 27th of 2025, police ID man killed in shooting near 14th and R Street in D.C. That's right in that neighborhood there. Gunman opens fire outside of restaurant. And what did he shoot? 3 people there. And the Democrats say, no, we like people being shot in our neighborhood. We want more people shot in our neighborhood. Diners flee upmarket restaurant as 2 people shot in downtown Washington, D.C. You could see them hitting the ground. They were semi-automatics. It sounded like a war zone for a hot second, like Afghanistan, said a witness to the thing. Diners fled from the upmarket restaurant. 2 people were shot downtown Washington. And the Democrat Party, they've got young women out there wearing short shorts and carrying signs saying ICE, ICE ahead, because I guess it's their dream to be murdered or something. Police ID man killed in shooting. It's just amazing that they've got rank and file Democrat voters out in the street fighting for crime in their own neighborhoods, presumably. Isn't that amazing? And let's go to the idiot Democrat mayors, because the media, they've racialized it because they're racist Democrats. And they go to all the, you got a black mayor in Washington, D.C., you got a black mayor in Baltimore, you got a black mayor in New York City, you got a black mayor in Chicago, you got a black mayor in Los Angeles, and you have murder rates there that are beyond Afghanistan war zone numbers. And the news media doesn't even comment on it. And again, more black Americans will be murdered this year, just this year in the United States, than black Americans died in the entire Vietnam War. And nobody talks about it. Nobody says it out loud. It's just amazing. So now that it turns out that the latest report, the guy that threw the sandwich at the federal agent was a Department of Justice employee. And a Democrat. Man, oh man, I am telling you, the Democrat Party. We got Maxine Waters talking about civil war in the United States because the Democrats, the deep state runs deep, doesn't it? Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you. That's great. Man charged with felony for allegedly, I like how the news media, this is CNN, allegedly throwing sandwich at federal law enforcement officer in D.C. Here's the videotape. Is it still alleged? Isn't that amazing? I think Fox News is now reporting that the guy is a Department of Justice employee because Democrats, boy, our Democrat Party. What are we going to do with them? All right, let's go, because they've racialized everything, as they always do. But they don't care about black lives or any other human lives because they're the left. And 1 million abortions a year in the United States is called choice. Helpless, innocent children, they harvest their organs. They literally do every chance they get. And 40% of the black population in city after city after city being aborted in the womb. And then the next most likely cause of death is murder. Certainly for people under the age of 70. And here's the mayor of Baltimore. He's a Democrat. He's a black guy. His name is Brandon Scott.
I think it's very notable that each and every one of the cities called out by the president has a black mayor. And most of those cities are seeing historic lows in violent crime.
Historic lows in violent crime. By what standard? By the standard of Afghanistan at war? Because even that doesn't wash. You people. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Amazing. Again, in Washington, D.C. in 2017, 116 murders, 15 Americans killed in Afghanistan during the war. In 2018, 160 people murdered in Washington, D.C., 16 Americans killed in the war in Afghanistan. 2019, 23 Americans killed in the war in Afghanistan. Tragically, 164 murders in Washington, D.C. You've seen the pictures of the people murdered. In 2020, 11 Americans killed in the war in Afghanistan, 195 murders in Washington, D.C. In 2021, Joe Biden got 13 Americans killed in Afghanistan, 224 murders in Washington, D.C. Not in America, in Washington, D.C. Much more deadly than a war zone called Afghanistan. Yeah. And you notice their cities are black. Maybe leaders in black cities should look at the homicide rates in their cities if Black Lives mattered. The mayor of Chicago, Illinois is Let's Go Brandon Johnson. he's also a black man.
The president has always been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. And so, of course, he would speak in those petite and puerile terms.
Petite and puerile. Apparently he's got a word of the day calendar on his desk or something. Hey, how many murders in Chicago last year, Brandon Johnson? How does that compare to a war zone called Afghanistan? What are you doing to fight crime in Chicago, Illinois? The mayor of Kansas City is a black man. His name is Quentin Lucas. And, it's not Chicago or Los Angeles, but they also have murder.
Do you think there's race driving this?
I won't say that's like the totality of it, but I absolutely think it is. Yes, there are homicides in my city. Yes,
I won't say, but I'll say.
But we don't think the same prescription of help is necessary.
Law enforcement? You don't think law enforcement is necessary? Isn't that amazing? In Oakland, they have a radical leftist mayor, Barbara Lee, and she is a WOC, a woman of color.
Let me just say also, it's not lost on anyone that the cities that he is calling out, first of all, have large numbers of black and brown people.
And murdered
Secondly,
people.
The crime rate is going down in all of these cities. Thirdly, they're all headed by black mayors. Now, what does that say? What does that picture paint? So we all know who he is.
You're a murderer. You might as well be. You're a pro-murder. What do you? And none of the reporters say, well, here are the crime stats, and they say going down because there was a spike in all the Democrat-run, black-run cities in the United States in 2023, and then in 2024 there was a dip. And they explain it. They say COVID. It's the COVID. It's got nothing to do with COVID. People were on lockdown, and then suddenly we let them outside in 2023. So naturally, they murdered a bunch of people. And that's their actual rationalization, that their actual explanation for crime going up, spiking, was COVID was ending. And they locked everybody down because they're fascists and mandated that everybody get vaccines that hadn't been tested. And then everybody got outside, and naturally, what do? They start shooting people. That's what Democrat leaders, and these are all black leaders, who are saying. The news media goes to black leaders, whoever talks to the mayor of Oakland, and asks about anything but the Democrat Party. Aren't they amazing? I'm telling you. And what do the Democrats want to do? There's a Democrat from Illinois, House of Representatives, in Washington, D.C., Delia Ramirez. And we played her a short time ago, too, talking about how she's extra proud to be a Guatemalan and not an American. She was in Guatemala at the time. Oh, no, she was in Mexico, I think, at the time. She was in Mexico at a conference. You're shaking your head at me. Oh, number 17? Oh, I'm sorry. With that, yeah, okay. She's the one who said that she's a proud Guatemalan. And then she was at a Democrat conference yesterday or the day before.
We set up rapid response efforts to defend our communities against Trump. It's why Tom Homan hates me so much. He hopes that we don't know our rights so they can violate them. Well, Tom Homan, let me tell you, all over the country, we will continue to stand up for our rights, and we will continue to call out the terrorist organization that is ICE.
That's right. ICE is a terrorist organization, not MS-13, not Tren de Aragua. This is the mainstream of the Democrat Party. The end is near. These are the final days of Rome because the Democrat Party is here. They're at the gates of Vienna, and the gates of Vienna are in Washington, D.C. The Ottoman invasion of the West, and the Holy Roman Empire had to stand up against them. In Los Angeles, they have a Democrat mayor who's a WOC, and her name is Karen Bass. She used to be a member of the House of Representatives for the Democrat Party.
When they were doing the random snatching or kidnappings of people off of our streets, when people gathered, they backed away on many occasions. And so in Los Angeles, we have a rapid response network where everybody is alerted. If you see masked men getting out of unmarked cars, let everybody in the area know.
Yeah, that's the kidnappings and snatchings, because if you're, illegal immigration is illegal. Let's start with that. And if you're committing crimes, you're a gang member. Karen Bass wants to defend the criminal gang members and to attack the police as a terrorist organization no less. Isn't that amazing? Mm-mm-mm. And Zohran Mamdani, the runaway winner coming up of the New York City mayoral race, he's up by 19 points in the polls, which hasn't been seen.
Markers? Are you also fighting for? We are fighting to keep this city a sanctuary city.
Because illegality needs to be made legal. Illegal immigration is gang members, more more people being set on fire in New York City subway trains. That was an illegal alien, wasn't it? And the rest. All right, let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Kurt calling from Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Kurt, you're on the Chris Plant Show. Kurt is on the Chris Plant Show, but he put his phone down and he's off doing something else. Let's go to Russell, because we have Kurt and Russell stacked on top. I'm
here.
Hey, Russell, you're on the Chris Plant Show. Hey, Kurt. Hey. Oh, it's Kurt? I'm sorry. What happened here?
You got us both? Christopher?
Kurt?
No, this is Russell.
Ah, okay. All right, you're messing with me. All right, there's Russell calling from Prince George's County.
It is me. PG County. I work nights. Last night was my night off, so I just had to drive around. I went up to 2 different cities. I went to Foxhall, different city. I went to Shipley Terrace, different city. I went to Alabama Avenue, different city. You get me?
I do. Yeah, there is no crime in Foxhall where the houses can be $20 million. And if you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah. I went to Union Station last, and that's where they got the big tents with the protest people. I don't know. But Amtrak cops are sitting right there. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, I got to tell you, and, there is, we're getting calls from people saying, yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, certain parts of the city don't need checkpoints and law enforcement. And other parts of the city need a lot of law enforcement because it's where all the murders and the shootings and the attacks and the muggings are taking place. It's not a giant city, but they're Foxhall, very wealthy. Anacostia, not very wealthy. Union Station, in the shadow of the U.S. Capitol. And it's kind of an on-again, off-again location, Union Station. And we had somebody call in a bit ago, said they were driving around Washington, D.C., and noticed I wanted to go to him, too, saying that there is a noticeable decline, a noticeable decrease in the number of homeless people, often in tents, not always, sometimes just standing in traffic or at Union Station, a lot of homeless people there. And people saying, and I've heard this from a couple other people that live in Northeast DC and so on, that the number of homeless people has noticeably declined just in the last few days because the government came in, imagine that, and the park police and cleaned up 70 homeless camps, not individual, offering them treatment for their addictions or their mental illnesses and shelter, which would get them off the street and make the city a much more civilized place. Go to Paris, go to London, go to Munich or Berlin. You don't see this in those cities because they don't allow this stupidity. The problem we have here is not just homelessness and mental illness, it's Democrats.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
In the mood for a girls' night? Mohawk Casino Resort. But if you're feeling like a candlelit couples date, well, Mohawk Casino Resort. But when you just want the thrill of winning a chunk of change, you guessed it, the everyday escape, Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, where you can join these winners. And just won $11,005. Guy won $13,953. Don won $14,227. Richard won $12,128. And Valerie won a whopping $26,488.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was.
I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. So come in now and let the savings begin. Stop by the new Verizon store at 129 Arsenal Yards Boulevard in Watertown today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're crushing morning miles or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.
Banking has its perks. We make sure of it. Open an account with Community Bank and get the features that work for you, including higher rates on CDs, lower rates on personal loans, early pay up to 1 day sooner. You'll even get a free Greenlight subscription. Crush your financial goals and open the right account for you. Stop into a local branch or visit cbna.com/bankhappyperks to open your account today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Member FDIC.
My name is Georgios Tsetis. I'm the co-founder of Nutrafol. My hair started thinning in my early 20s. I tried everything and nothing was really working. So we created Nutrafol. Our hair growth supplements undergo clinical trials and have helped millions of men and women get visibly thicker and stronger hair in just 3 to 6 months.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com.
Thumbtack presents Uncertainty Strikes. I was surrounded. The aisle and the options were closing in. There were paint rollers, satin and matte finish, angle brushes, and natural bristles. There were too many choices. What if I never got my living room painted? What if I couldn't figure out what type of paint to use? What if I just used Thumbtack? I can hire a top-rated pro that knows everything about interior paint, easily compare prices, and read reviews. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
Here's a brief message from industry. This ad is brought to you by GSK. We invite you to visit hcp-myelofibrosis-treatment.com to explore data and resources. That's hcp-myelofibrosis-treatment.com. Thanks for listening to the message from industry.
It's the $100,000 Lucky Draw at Mohawk Casino. Are you ready to make a match and win big? From July 1st through August 23rd, earn your weekly quick pick number every Monday or Tuesday when you earn just 100 points. Then come back for Saturday night drawings July 12th, 26th, and August 9th and 23rd for your shot at up to $100,000 cash. Match all 6 numbers to win the grand prize or win slot play starting with just 1 match. It's the $100,000 Lucky Draw, only at Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, your everyday escape.
At the new Verizon store in Watertown, get the best of Verizon. Find all the latest deals on new devices, your favorites in music and streaming, and all the accessories you need. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right.
Oh, panel up. Nobody wants to come up right now. That's all right. Because I just got done eating lunch and that. I got a couple things I'm going to do. But somebody wants to come up. I'm going to put a tune on, finish my joint, and then I'm going to take a break. Had to get some water. It's a hot one, but it stays cool in my apartment. That's why you don't see me sweating to death. Yeah, I know it. All I can figure is there's a lot of traffic. Now that I put time on my phone, because I haven't had any time on my cell phone since May. And I can't verify accounts without it. I don't know, somehow I fucking YouTube my other one of my accounts is fucking double verify or whatever. I remember turning the motherfucker on. Now I did I made an account and then I transferred it over to another phone, and you got to go through this thing to do that, to make sure it's not somebody hacking your system. So when I get done with this, I'm going to make a new account, because I'm pretty sure I can have another 20-hour account. Paying for the StreamYard just allows you to have certain features. And if Rusty ever does get completely involved in my chat, and I kind of like let her take over and show me what to do and that, and we fucking load this prick up.
Ta-da!
Tom!
Yeah.
All caps crew. That goes back a long ways. I had fun with that in Fox 46, the all caps. Yeah. And it's right. Patrick's lucky that Mina does it. Mina comes in here with her friends and be nothing but fucking capital letters.
Yeah. It doesn't bother. I'm immune to it. Look, when you was in the military,
it's the words have meaning. It's the words that people use.
And the punctuation.
Yeah.
The question, you can put a question mark behind it unless you put like what, where, who, how, when. You know what I'm saying?
I've adapted to the keyboard pretty good.
Yeah. You don't have to sit there keep pressing buttons, and then they just go with it. But look, man, in the military, your log books, caps, your communication, caps, your reports, caps.
I forget. I don't know. I type menus out. I don't think I put it in all caps. Certain things you wouldn't use capital letters.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a menu. That's different.
Yeah. If you're, reason for capital letter. There's two reasons. One is when you start a sentence, usually the word has capital letter on it when you start a sentence. But if they're all caps, it means you're yelling, screaming. Because if you're if you're writing a letter, a love letter, whatever, and you want to, you're gonna write in big caps to get the eye's attention. Writing a book, writing a letter. We eat with our eyes first, so we have to we read.
Oh yeah, I understand all that, but
so I can remember back in there were certain people that would complain about you guys using capital letters all the time. Patrick, New York might have been one of them.
Probably.
Hey Patrick, what's annoying is when I go into Vegas and I post and Tiffany or Angie or one of them on, as soon as they see my fucking name, bang, they're waiting. They see my name that, I go post it. They'll post right after I do. So I see them. I don't like Tiffany, Patrick. I think she's fucking dishonest, disingenuous, and I wouldn't trust her. She thinks animals are more important than humans. That's a problem.
I don't think that, but I'm a hunter. I just don't go around shooting everything.
Right.
I got a fox that comes and sees me every night. I don't wouldn't hurt that animal.
Said you did use all caps. I don't even know why you would even bring it up. You're letting it now. Now we know that it bothers you, Pat. You're probably gonna get trolled now. I still don't understand. Pat says he likes me and that. He's got my phone number, so he's got a wrench. I let him have a wrench. He went about it the right way. Who ye skirt is keeps teasing. I'm not gonna give a wrench to somebody I don't really know who they are. Wouldn't matter because anybody but me that has a wrench, I'm like the moderator. I'm the manager. And nobody, they're all standard wrenches.
Well, like in the military, on a lot of things we use all caps.
I forget. Yeah. No, you can. It's not against regulations. Maybe certain documents, certain records that you keep. You don't. I forget. Right, boot camp. Okay, so you got to learn to be a sentry. So you have to make entries in the log, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget if were they all caps then.
They were supposed to be all caps.
I don't know if it was or not.
The reason is to avoid ambiguity, because some people got some really bad handwrites.
Yeah.
But if you get them to do all caps, then you might mistake some of the letters for numbers, like an S might be a 5.
I have really nice handwriting.
Yeah, I do too.
I have really nice handwriting.
Oh, I can do calligraphy. I can write in Arabic, all kinds of stuff. But then again, I've been doing calligraphy since I wrote
a lot of letters to the old lady when I was in the Navy. She probably got most of them.
Yeah,
I got a few memories from the day, but not much. I got some calendars where she was keeping track because when I was gone, she pretty much drove up and down the East Coast a lot. Who fucking knows where she went?
Yeah, a lot of times, how you got your awards on the side of your ship. I'd be the guy in the boats chair up there drawing them in and painting them out.
I'm not sure. Are the names of the ship the plaques when you walk up on the ship? It'd be a plaque, or they have the name of the ship. Are they but like on a submarine? Okay, you would say.
Yeah, like on the Kalamazoo.
I wish I had my Zippo lighters from the subs I was on.
Yeah, I
had the ship's emblem on them.
Yeah, I'd have to get down there and paint the ship's emblem seal on the deck on that non-skid. Oh God, that was hard.
Yeah, there's a place to use caps and a place not to use caps.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to worry about getting set back in school for another year if I use caps.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I'm not going to sit down and write a letter to somebody and put it all in caps because I'm going to write in cursive. You know?
Yeah,
I could write in caps in cursive, but it's bad grammar actually.
Tell you what.
But this is, we get to do what we want out here. I don't give a fuck. You type in caps. Doesn't bother me at all. It does make it easy to read.
Yeah, like
before the most part, when you do that, it's like you're screaming.
Right, I agree with Albert Einstein. Taking English and stuff is really about useless because most people don't use correct English anyway.
Yeah,
most people talk in slang.
Certain terms because he was a mathematician.
Well,
A-N, A, right, is, those are math terms.
Yeah, he was a theoretical.
R is singular, R is plural. Those are math terms. And it applies to, especially in engineering, mechanical and electrical engineering.
Oh, God, yeah. I don't know all that stuff. Man, I tell you, they got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I
don't remember if
like dumb shit, log liquor. Oh, well, Einstein never did any experiments. Well, he deals with theory and physics, okay? He's a theoretical physicist.
You notice
he questions and answers. He has nothing to do with
he's got the internet. It's all he's got. He hasn't never done anything in his fucking life. He's never worked in the engine room of anything. He's never worked anywhere where they, has anything to do with electronics or anything like that. What the fuck does he do for? What the fuck have you done in your life, Logico? Why are you a genius? But they won't. It's and he's been in these chats. It's been 8 years now. And all he does is spam the chat. That's all he does. And I'm called the spammer.
Yeah, it's like experimental physicists do experiments. The only scientific experiment I know that Einstein was ever involved in, and he wasn't able to take part in it because I think it was because of the war, and they were going to prove that light actually is bent by gravity by filming a complete.
Oh, that's what EMC squared does. It does. Light does bend.
Right.
Yeah, light does bend.
Because when you look at a eclipse and you see the corona of the sun, it actually bends over the shadow of the moon.
Light does bend. It can bend, yes. It does bend, actually.
Mm-hmm. That's what that experiment was all about.
You got energy and mass,
And even at the end of Albert Einstein's life, he came out and says he believed that there is a God, and
Logical is so fucking stupid. Logical is so fucking stupid, right? He thinks he all knows all about Einstein and shit. Yeah,
Studio
He will not
intelligence.
talk about Hyman G. Rickover. The motherfucker didn't even know who he was.
I've heard the name, but I can't recall it.
Hyman G. Rickover is the father of our nuclear navy. Because of that guy, we
Oh,
have
okay.
nuclear reactors. We have warships with nuclear reactors because of that man.
No.
Fuck you, DA. You
Admiral
guys are a bunch of
Rickover.
I'm glad you brought this up because this is laying the fucking.
He was an admiral, right? Admiral Rickover.
Yeah, he ended up becoming an admiral. Yeah, he's
Okay.
Yeah, he was a submarine secretary, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, he was a
Now,
smart guy.
now my memory's coming back.
He was still on active duty when I joined the Navy in 1980.
Damn.
He was a young officer, back, shortly after the war and all that. He was still in the Navy. I look him up right now. See what it tells me.
Yeah, I recall it. I recall that an Admiral Rickover. I don't know what all he did though.
Well, if there's anything to know about Einstein, that guy knows it.
Oh, there's another guy that people completely don't even hardly even ever even heard of. James Clerk Maxwell. It's a Scottish dude. He invented the four formulas that are the basis for everything that Tesla did, everything that people made radar and radio and television. Tesla was an electrical engineer. He wasn't a physicist.
Yeah. Well, they learn about physics still.
Yeah.
There's different levels. Right. And so
Right.
he was born in 1900. And he was still in that. Well, maybe he wasn't when I was in. Right. He directed the original development of naval nuclear propulsion and controlled its operations. It has Wikipedia. And born January 27, 1900. He's born in Poland. And he died in 1986. But he was still alive when I was in.
Yeah.
Because we talked about him. All right, so there's a USS Hyman G. Rickover, SSN 795. It has a little video. So that must be a new ship. I can't name all the fast attack. SSN is a fast attack. They don't carry ballistic missiles. It'll have a B in there if it has ballistic missiles on it. SSBN is boomer boats. And, of course, now they're called Tridents because they can carry up to 24, and it's a new weapon. They're always updating it. Now, we could have destroyed the world fucking long time ago. We didn't need to wait till Trump become dictator. So how about it, Logical? He was in Vegas yesterday crying because I trashed him with 3 words. Horizon, latitude, and longitude. Oh, the earth is flat. No, it proves that latitude. It proves it's flat. Horizon proves the earth is flat. No, you'd be able to see forever and you wouldn't. They'd never come together. That's why we have satellites, because radio waves go straight. They don't bend. So they send the signal to the satellite, okay? That's why they put satellites up in the air. Russia was the first one, put something in orbit in 1959, and then it just boomed, right? How many satellites are up there that are no good anymore that float away? I have no idea. Tesla builds rocket ships. Is he the only one that does that? No. There's a company out there called Raytheon. They build the weapons that the Navy needs for their sophisticated gunnery that they have. I wish I had one of them A10 Warthogs. I could fucking put my potato gun on that motherfucker and go shoot JC up. So, hey, Tom, I'm going to take off, go do some admin work. I need to clean up my kitchen. Thanks for coming up, bud. Everybody in side chat. 8 people lurking. Fuck you, Tom Carlisle, you punk motherfucker. You're the one waging war, not me. That fucker cried about me all day yesterday. I'll see you later, Tom. Or
All
you
right,
stay
man,
right,
later.
hold on, stay right there, Tom. Yeah.
Oh.